Hey, what's up guys? It's Texumer talking to you here, and today I want to cover two pieces of news that have come out recently, and I think they are pretty important for the future of Apple. So before we go deeper into these news, roll the intro. The first news I want to touch on is the fact that Luke Miani exclusively leaked more information about the M1X MacBook Pros. Well, I was kind of disappointed because, I think that I made a video on Sunday, it was on Monday, talking about the M1X MacBook Pros and the M1X iMac and the new leaks that had come out. Then, on the same day, but a little bit later, Luke Miani released the video with exclusive leaks on the M1X MacBook Pros, making my video almost obsolete. But on this video, I will update you on those leaks, and I think they are pretty cool. But there's also bad news, so get ready for that. But before that, let's get into the good news. The first news of these M1X MacBook Pros is that it will feature a light around the Touch ID button. As you know, the iMac keyboard has a Touch ID ring on the Touch ID sensor, just like the iPhone 8, 7 and 6 and iPhone 5S. And these devices feature a big round and ring around the Touch ID sensor where you can see and put your finger. Well, the MacBook Pros will have a backlit keyboard, so you will be able to see a ring glowing around the area to put your finger. Probably will have a nice animation and you put there your finger, and it will have another nice animation and it will unlock. And for Apple Pay it will have another animation. That will be very cool and I'm very excited for that. A small detail, but that's an Apple detail where they do these small things and make products much better. The second good news for M1X MacBook Pros is that the fact that these computers will feature UHS 2 on the SD card slot. This is a technology that makes the SD card much faster when transferring files. So if you are a professional that uses a lot of SD cards and needs it to transfer big video files and big, photos and photo files like PNGs, this is great because the transfer speeds will be improved by almost 2 times, and it's very fast and makes this SD card experience much better. This technology, the UHS, had been present on the iMac Pro, and now on the new MacBook Pros we will see it on the second generation, UHS 2. This is pretty great and I love these new technologies, although I don't use an SD card because I record my videos on my iPhone and I trace them over AirDrop. Well, the latest leak and the last leak is the bad news. Luke Miani has confirmed, or at least tried to tell us, that the new M1X MacBook Pros, even the 16-inch, won't feature 64 GB of RAM. Mark Gurman, late on, I think it was 2 or 3 months ago, had told us that yes, it would feature 64 GB of RAM, but Luke Miani is telling us that it won't. So I don't know which one to believe, but keep in mind, Luke Miani is I think he hasn't had any proven track record, while Mark Gurman has 90%, I think, over 300 or 400 leaks on Apple Track, which is pretty good. If Luke Miani is correct and we won't see 64 GB of RAM on the MacBook Pros, it's a big deal and it's not a big deal. Why? Because the memory now and the RAM has been seen, like on the Apple Silicon, to be almost as fast, like as double on the x86. So, for example, you have 8 GB on the Apple Silicon, it's almost the same to have 16 GB on the x86 Intel. So I think that by having just 32, Apple is trying to emulate the 64 that they had on the Intel, but if they had the 64 it will be much better. But like Luke Miani showed us, the M1X chip only has 4 slots for 4 GB or 4 8 GB. So 8 times 4, that's 32, or 4 times 4, that's 16. So it's 16 or 32, and it won't be 32 or 64. But we don't know. I think this is the last bad news that I have to give you about the M1X, because this is an almost perfect computer, and I think that if that happens, that will be the only miss that the M1X would have. The second piece of news that I want to touch on is the release of the Beta 3. And you might be thinking, why is this news? Well, because Apple on Beta 3 reversed some stuff that I thought was necessary. mainly on Safari, not only on iOS but on macOS and iPadOS. It made Safari a little bit like older days. For example, they redesigned again the tab to make it a little bit like the older Safari. They made a little bit easier access to the share features. Like before they had that 3-dot menu, now they have a little bit easier way to make and to open the share and the other options like you had with only one tap. And now they give you the option to return back to the old Safari, which is pretty cool. And in my opinion, an option is always good, but I think that's only available on macOS. I don't think that you can change it back to the older Safari on iOS and iPadOS. But this is a huge improvement, and I think that Apple will still be working on this Safari update and Safari redesign until they release the public version, which I'm testing right now, the beta 3, and I can tell you it's pretty stable. And I think like if they release it tomorrow or in a week, most people won't notice it. They will have some bugs, but that's normal. The battery life is still not as perfect like iOS 14, but it doesn't feel like a beta. And I think that for now it's pretty good, by the way, because with all those changes, normally it comes with a lot of bugs. But we don't know, we are yet to see. But these changes to beta 3, iOS 15 are good. Apple is in a good direction by returning Safari to its glory days. And that's it for the news today. It's kind of slow still, so we only had those MacBook Pro leaks and rumors on the beginning of the week, but it has slowed down again. Well, what can we do? We have to stand up, keep making videos like this, and I hope you enjoy them. Don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, leave a like down below, and leave me a comment and your opinion on the latest leaks that I've showed you on the M1X MacBook Pros. Well, this was Textumer talking to you here. Bye.